everyone. It's an honor to be here. So, how can we keep exploring in life to try new things despite being afraid? Well, my life stories has been the living proof that life is not only about achieving one goal. It's never too late to try new things. And you can always reinvent yourself. Growing up from a rural village, my life has been filled with unexpected twists, challenges, and most importantly, growth. And I believe this is the beauty of life. Today, I want to share my journey with you. And it's my hope that part of my stories will speak to you or inspire you in some way. I came from nothing. My hometown was a small village in Anhui province, located in rural China. They were my grandparents, my parents, me, and my younger brother in the family, all living on my dad's single salary. We had no TV, no refrigerator, no flushing toilet at home. When I was a little girl, there was no park, museum, stadium, or anything like that in my hometown. Actually, the farmland was my playground. I could have accepted what life gave me, but I decided to go to university and to get out of the village for a better life. So, I studied and studied and studied. I devoted myself into schoolwork, made meticulous study plans, and diligently followed them. Looking back, my times as a student was almost like being in the military training, and I was both the commander and the soldier. I woke up at 5 a.m. and studied late into the night. Even in my dreams, I was studying, memorizing ancient Chinese poems, English vocabulary, or math equations. I wouldn't say it was easy or comfortable. Actually, far from it. But I did enjoy the progress I made each step of the way. As planned, I excelled in exams and gained admission to a medical school in Hefei, the capital city of my home province. I became the first member of my family to go to university. But I still had to earn my living expenses in the city. From my freshman year onward, I did private tutoring, handing out leaflets on the street, and all kinds of odd jobs. Looking back, I faced some choices during my senior year. So I have the options from staying in my hometown, going to Beijing, or going to Shanghai. Shanghai was my only choice because I was drawn by its vibrant international culture. I had no idea how I was chosen because there were less than 10 spots out of 200 students. After graduation, I was hired by a public hospital in Shanghai. My family were incredibly proud of me and said that I have made it. This is not just my story. I'm sure that among you, there are those who share similar family backgrounds. If not yourself, maybe someone in your family. Or those who experienced the same military-style studying path, and you could probably see yourself in my story. I want to invite you to reflect on and appreciate what you have accomplished so far in life. It's nice to savor your accomplishment for a while. You have gained admission to a prestige university, but this shouldn't be the only apex in your life. You have even more reasons to step up, to believe in your abilities, to be brave and take risks. So, where to next for me? Had I really made it in life? Well, I didn't believe that life is only about achieving one goal. I think life is like the Himalayas, a range of mountains waiting to be explored. So, I ask myself, how can I find my path to the next apex? Actually, before graduating from the medical school, I realized that medicine was not my true passion. Instead, I have always had a passion for languages: Chinese, English, and now French. I immersed myself in various literatures, movies, TV series, and TED Talks. Who would have known that today I would be standing here talking to you? While working in the hospital, I continued my language studies and cultural exploration. One day, I was sitting in a cafe near the former French concession area and overheard a group of foreigners talking. I started the conversation with them and learned that they were exchange students from Norway. We quickly became friends and are still friends to this date. This is one of my best Norwegian friends visiting my home village and with my parents. These Norwegian students are enrolled in the public relations course over the weekend, which piqued my interests. So I took the initiative and asked them whether I could join the class. And their American professor welcomed me with open arms. Sitting in the classroom, I was completely fascinated by the topic. I wasn't just passively listening in because I was not an enrolled student. I actively participated in all the discussions and read through the assigned materials. It was then I realized this is the profession that I truly wanted to pursue. In one lecture, a partner from a PR agency was invited to share case studies. After the class, I put myself out there and approached her with the burning question on my mind. Could I work in a PR agency? She confirmed that they were indeed seeking for individuals with a medical background, solid language skills, and a willingness to learn. After she referred me to their healthcare communication team, I did not hesitate to switch to the PR industry. You could imagine the disbelief and frustration from my parents with this change. But I decided to take my own path to the next apex. I have worked in the industry ever since. After 15 years, my passion for this profession stays as strong as ever. I have no regrets about the bold decision I took to embark on this journey. 4 years ago, I joined the communication department at the world's largest beauty company, L'Oreal. Another apex for me. Reflecting on it, I wasn't even meant to be in that PR class, but I made it happen by being brave and take risks. I think the great risk in life is not taking any risks. In the Himalayas, the highest peaks are often hid in mist and clouds. Breaking visible limitations is challenging enough, but overcoming unseen barriers might be even more tricky. Despite excelling academically and professionally, physical activity has been a long-standing frustration for me. I did not have a sporty childhood, so much so that by my mid-30s, I still didn't know how to swim or ride a bike. I tried it a few times, but every time, my mind was telling me, you can't do this. You have no balance. And my body mirrored these negative messages, and I had constant failure. 2 years ago, when I once again lamented about how I didn't get the chance to learn how to ride a bike during childhood, my beloved husband reminded me, but you are not a child anymore. You are a capable adult. Just go do it now. This is the wake-up call that I needed. I began to realize that it's my own mental block that's holding me back. So, I decided to give bike another try. This time, I practiced it with a different attitude. And guess what? I gradually found my balance and finally did it. It felt like I broke free from my own limitations, mentally and physically. As I hummed along the streets of Shanghai during my first rides, the feeling of liberation was indescribable. I understand that often it's our own mind that imprisons us. Once we break free from that mental prison, we will experience true freedom. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, you will find strength. With biking as a catalyst, I transformed from a sports avoider to a sports embracer. I began to learn swimming and tennis, initiating a new phase of growth. I want to recommend a book to you called The Inner Game of Tennis. It's about tennis, but also about life. It delves in the tension between our two selves, the judging self, which criticizes everything we do, and the non-judging self, which believes in our abilities and focuses on action. We need to master the art of quieting down the judging self and setting free the non-judging self. Sports opens a new apex for me to explore. If there's anything I want you to remember from my stories today, there are 3. First, do not just accept what life gives you. I was not accepting what I was born into. Second, be brave and take risks. The great risk in life is not taking any risks. Third, break limits and enjoy the journey. In my case, enjoy the ride. Thank you very much for your time.